If you're looking for an off-the-grid adventure in 2026, well, travel data keeps pointing to one incredible, uncrowded frontier, and that is Zambia. Let's dive right into this explainer and see exactly how this country balances rugged, raw wilderness with modern convenience. So before you start packing your bags, ask yourself this question. Where can you find the world's largest waterfall, walking safaris, and absolutely zero crowds? Because the answer is a place that truly offers the purest form of the real Africa. While neighboring countries are dealing with, frankly, literal traffic jams of safari vehicles, Zambia remains Africa's best-kept secret. It's a place where conservation is front and center and where you can still feel like a genuine explorer. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover Africa's best-kept secret, thrills of the Zambezi, raw wilderness walking safaris, a living cultural tapestry, and finally, mastering Zambia logistics 2026. Okay, jumping into section 1, Africa's best-kept secret, the birthplace of the walking safari. Now, timing your trip is everything because there is a massive, honestly fascinating contrast between the seasons here. Choosing when to go completely changes your experience. If you visit during the peak dry season, which is July through October, water sources shrink up, and that pulls incredible, dense concentrations of the Big Five right into view. Now, it is hot, sometimes pushing 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit, but the wildlife visibility totally unmatched. But on the flip side, the emerald season from November to April is becoming wildly popular for 2026. The rains transform the whole savanna into this lush green paradise, making it an absolute dream for birdwatchers and photographers. Plus, you'll get significantly lower lodge rates. Moving right along to Section 2, Thrills of the Zambezi, Waterfalls and Wilderness. Imagine feeling the mist on your face as you stand beside Victoria Falls, looking at a staggering 108-meter sheer drop of roaring water. Local communities call it Mosi Oatunya, which translates to the smoke that thunders. And it's easy to see why it's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. If you visit between March and May, you're going to get the full throttle, completely soaking wet experience of the falls at their absolute maximum flow. But the river isn't just about the falls. The rhythm of a lower Zambezi canoe safari is completely immersive. It perfectly blends thrilling paddling with deeply peaceful moments out in the wild. And to be clear, this isn't just a quick afternoon boat ride. We're talking about a typical 4 to 5 day journey. Picture this. You're woken up before dawn with steaming coffee and biscuits. You head out on a guided bushwalk, and then you launch the canoes. You're paddling 20 to 25 kilometers a day, gliding past elephants and hippos literally at eye level. Then you end the day with a campfire dinner right on the riverbank. It is magical. Now for the thrill seekers out there, can you imagine swimming right at the edge of a 108-meter precipice? Well, during the lower water levels, Devil's Pool makes this a reality. You take a quick jet boat ride over to Livingston Island, and from there, expert guides lead you into a natural rock pool right on the very edge of the world. You can actually look over the precipice as the Zambezi River plummets past you. It's an absolute must-do. Let's step back onto dry land for Section 3, Raw Wilderness Walking Safaris, Kafue and South Luangwa. To really understand Zambia, you have to grasp the sheer scale of Kafue National Park. It single-handedly makes up an astounding 36% of all national park land in the entire country. To put that into perspective, Kafue spans over 22,000 square kilometers. It's a massive, completely unfenced wilderness that sees just a fraction of the visitors you'd find in other major African parks, which means you get this deeply personal, incredibly quiet connection with the landscape. And this vast space is perfect for walking safaris. Forget the crowded commercial game drives. A walking safari puts you directly into the ecosystem. You're hearing the dawn chorus, smelling the earth, and learning the intricate details of the bush. This concept was actually pioneered right here in Zambia's South Luangwa National Park. You aren't just a passive observer looking through a windshield anymore. You're an active participant. You literally learn to read tracks, understand the wind, and spot hidden signs of the wild. Kafue itself is packed with hidden gems. Take the Nanzila Plains down in the south. It's dotted with baobab trees and termitaria, making it a perfect unfenced grazing ground. If you're lucky, you'll see massive herds of buffalo, a family of those incredibly rare African wild dogs, or even catch a glimpse of the black-cheeked lovebird, a beautiful little bird that is completely endemic to southwestern Zambia. Moving to Section 4, a living cultural tapestry, over 70 ethnic groups. Zambia's wildlife is stunning, but it's the cultural calendar that truly breathes life into the country. You definitely want to time your trip to witness some of this living history. For instance, the Kuomboka ceremony. Depending on the flood levels of the Zambezi in March or April, over 100 paddlers row the Lozi King from his flooded palace to higher ground, and they do it in this massive black and white painted barge topped with a giant model elephant. It's a high-energy, stunning display of pageantry that draws thousands of spectators.
And listen, these aren't just staged performances put on for tourists. These are sacred, profoundly moving traditions where masked dancers literally embody ancestral spirits. During the Lukumbi Liamize ceremony in August, Makishi dancers emerge from the bush wearing these elaborate bark cloth costumes. At the Kulumba gathering, you can witness the Gulawam Kulu, the great dance of the Chewe people. It's such a rare, incredible window into the spiritual life of the region that UNESCO actually recognizes both of these as intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Also, you absolutely have to dive into the communal culinary culture while you're there. Wash your hands and share a bowl of traditional shima with some fresh river fish. And shima is this thick maize porridge that serves as the national staple food, and sharing it is a true bonding experience. Paired with some Zambezi bream grilled right over charcoal, oh, it is a delicious way to connect with local life. Finally, let's get into Section 5, Mastering Zambia Logistics 2026, How to Execute the Trip. Because, let's be real, planning an adventure into the deep bush takes a bit of savvy. But when it comes to budget, Zambia truly caters to everyone. Whether you're taking local buses and camping out for under $80 a day, or booking an ultra-luxury, all-inclusive fly-in safari that runs well over $1,000 a day, there is absolutely a way to make this trip work for your travel style. Here's a crucial tip for your logistics, though. Zambia operates on a dual economy. High-end lodges, safaris, and park fees are almost always priced in US dollars. But the moment you step out to buy a meal at a local market or catch a bus in Lusaka, you're going to be using Zambian kwacha. Keeping track of this mixed currency spending can get tricky, so using an app like Hello is a total game changer. It automatically converts costs so you don't accidentally blow your entire budget on day 3. And speaking of tech, do yourself a huge favor and grab a Zambia eSIM data plan before you depart. Trust me, you want to bypass those lengthy airport queues for a physical SIM card. If you activate an eSIM before you land, you'll have navigation and communication ready the very second you step off the plane, which is honestly vital when you're trying to coordinate remote safari transfers right after a long flight. So, what's it going to be? Armed with all this knowledge, the only question left is when you will answer the call to step off the beaten path. Will you experience the unforgettable, uncrowded magic of Zambia before the rest of the world catches on? From tracking leopards on foot in South Luangwa to paddling down the mighty Zambezi, this is a destination that truly rewards the adventurous spirit. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope it helps you plan an absolutely incredible journey in 2026.